Welcome, everyone. So, how we can use blockchain for something good, like circular economy and reducing waste, solving problems of this world. Let's face it, we live in an inefficient world where a lot of the things that we produce or consume within 6 months tend to land on a landfill. And with that, we also face an existential threat because we are going to increase greenhouse gas emissions over the next years. We increase consumption, production, and if we looked at the numbers, we also have like a huge waste generation that will happen in the next couple of years. But yet, we could solve all of that by increasing, on the one side, the reuse of materials, and on the other side, increase the recycling. So we just need to double, actually, the rate of the circularity in our economy, and we would address something like 85% of the greenhouse gas emissions on this planet. And all of that we can just do together. So we need to involve a multitude of players and create a network so that we can scale together. And what we want to do is that polluters need to pay for the waste and for the problems they cause. But on the other side, everyone which is participating in recycling and reusing and doing something good should be incentivized to do so. So what Carrot is aiming at is not just to be something which is punishing, but to share actual incentives to do something good. So we need a system where everyone can work together and has an incentive to do so. And how does it work? Well, we have some real-world activities that are happening. So we are producing waste. Waste is getting collected and brought to a facility for treatment. We record all of those events, and we do that on a blockchain. And we give the mass, so kind of the waste that you produce, an ID, and then with that unique ID on the blockchain, we can track and trace everything. And in the end, I mean, we can also measure the environmental gain if we do organic waste composting in a professional way. You have much less greenhouse gas emission and other pollution as if you would just do it in a landfill. We can measure that, we can tokenize it, and then we can sell it on the open market. And once we sell it, we can incentivize and give back to those who participated. And we want to do that, all of that, in a very transparent way, so that everyone can participate and have a look at where the data is and what happened. And on the right-hand side, you can see how it looks like. And if we look at the actors involved, okay, we have like a generator of waste, which are us, households. Then we have like the custodians of the bins and the haulers that collect everything and bring it to the processors, and then the recycling. And afterwards, there's more steps to it. And if we look into, I mean, it's a pretty interesting combination of things. And in the beginning, we will start with using existing technology or existing tokens such as USDC, but then we move forward to more proprietary tokens. And we have a twofold approach. So on the one side, we are collecting and recording everything which is on the mass, so really kind of just the track and trace of the waste. And on the other side, then we will do also like the tokenizing carbon credits. In the interest of time, I will skip a little bit. If we look at the size of the market, I mean, we see that the total addressable market is like something like 500 billion. And we only want to look into a very small portion of it, which is something about 125 billion, which is kind of the urban or just the local area market. And even that kind of, we are only looking into composting, so organic waste. And that's something about 6.5 billion. And our first project is in Brazil. where we are already tracking like 30,000 tons of waste, organic waste. We are working with some of the biggest composters there. And we're looking forward to sell our first tokens this year. If you want to read more about us, there is on Carrot Foundation, you see on the website, we have like the whole term taxonomy and how we want to address actually it, how we want to measure it. And if you want to take something off this presentation, then just think that we want to digitally measure, record, and then so we have like different layers. We do on the really just the waste level, so on the mass ID, and then on the next level, we want to also have like the carbon credits on top of that. Our mission is to increase recycling rate by 90% in the next years, and we really hope that you will contribute to it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me afterwards. Thank you so much for your attention, and with that, I hope we're back in time.